Very good morning. Of course, it's time for the sports segment on the weekend show, and it's a great Saturday in Abuja. Of course, my name is Kelechi Onwudiwe. It's been, as usual, a bumper week as far as sports is concerned. A whole lot of stuff, happening. Right at home here in Nigeria, there were quarterfinal matches, of course, for the ITO Cup. That's the Federation Cup. In the wider world, you've got to see all the attention, of course, was on UEFA. Two major decisions they did have to take earlier in the week. Was Germany going to host the Euro 2024, that's European Football Championships, or was it going to be Turkey, who were aiming to host a major senior tournament for the first time? Well, the decision eventually was taken yesterday, and the other decision UEFA had to take was about Cristiano Ronaldo, that red card that brought him to tears at the Stadio Mestalla against Valencia. Was he going to be let off the hook? Well, he didn't get let off the hook fully, but he was pardoned to some extent. And the Nigerian girls at the basketball, the Women's Basketball World Cup. Great performance that they had, but yesterday the dream was ended. So that's, most of what we're going to look at. But of course, on a Saturday, on the sports segment of the weekend show, we're big on fixtures. And this weekend across Europe, massive fixtures all around, particularly in England. Later today, Chelsea will take to the pitch against Liverpool. Liverpool, current league leaders in the English Premier League. Chelsea just following very close behind. It's generated a whole lot of discussion on the streets right around the world, also here in Nigeria, here in Abuja as well. Who is going to win these fights? Chelsea, they've got themselves a new manager in Sarri, and of course Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, playing the best football they played in decades. 7 victories out of their opening 7. But Chelsea did beat them, mind you, in the Carabao Cup earlier in the week. Well, the weekend show went to the streets trying to find out, what was the feeling like in Abuja? Who is going to win this battle? Well, obviously, analysis from the guys who support either clubs or who are neutral, but Chelsea against Liverpool, always generating massive content. We'll come to that, go back to that in a short while. But of course, one other match this weekend that is generating a whole lot of talk is West Ham United against Manchester United, not specifically because of the fixture itself, but because of Manchester United and their poor run of form so far this season under Jose Mourinho. Paul Pogba, who was upgraded to vice captain, was downgraded again by Jose Mourinho, who said, "This guy, you're not going to captain my team." For what reason? Mourinho was not talking. And Paul Pogba himself, well, he's kept mute. Who wins the battle? Some say Paul Pogba, World Cup winner, one of the costliest players on earth, might be on his way out of Manchester United. There's so many others are saying it's not going to be about Paul Pogba leaving. It should be about Mourinho, who has not delivered. That's what a whole lot of guys are saying. They say the man is vitriolic when he speaks. But we'll see how that really ends up. But let's head back to Chelsea against Liverpool. Massive encounter at Stamford Bridge in London later this evening. I did tell you that the weekend show went to sample the opinion of Nigerians on that massive fixture which holds this evening. So let's just give you a bit of what the people out there in the streets of Abuja are feeling about this game. Chelsea against Liverpool.
My prediction is Liverpool to win 2-0 because actually if you see the game Liverpool are playing now, their players are in form. All of them are the team together. Forget about that Chelsea beat them 2-1 for that Carling Cup. And if you see their games, most of their main players they didn't start that games. But that couldn't decide that maybe Chelsea could still beat them. But my prediction is the game will end with 2-0.
For me, my prediction is we are going to win the match. I'm a Chelsea fan. I believe we are going to win the match, We are in our best form. We are going to win the match. That will determine if we are going to win Premier League or not.
Okay, Liverpool is going to defeat Chelsea by 3-1. Okay, because you could see Liverpool is more in form more than any other club for now. and they have not lost since all their game in Premier League. I believe they won that match with 3-1.
Well, I think Chelsea will be winning because of the confidence they had in winning the last match, which was in the Carabao Cup. And I think Chelsea now, I'm not a Chelsea fan though, but I fell in love with their style of play. And I think this season will be very good. So they are winning 3-1, my prediction.
Liverpool no go agree tomorrow, my brother. They no go agree. All the vaccination we did for the last match, they go bring and come tomorrow match. Flog Chelsea like saying a small picking. Although Chelsea tried for last match, but this one, Liverpool all the way, at 3-0.
Tomorrow match, you go there. Anyway, tomorrow match, Chelsea you go beat Liverpool 2-1. Because I not see what in Liverpool they play last week, they play ball, something like that. As I go score goal. That's it. That's my opinion.
Well, my prediction about Liverpool-Chelsea, though I'm not a Chelsea fan, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I'm a Man U fan. But the way I see the game, Liverpool will carry the day. Because a few days ago, Chelsea defeated Liverpool, and that is a Carabao Cup. But now, the way things are going, I think Liverpool will fight harder. I think Liverpool will carry the day.
Liverpool will need the match because you watch that last match they play. Mohamed Salah did not start he started from the bench. I know that the guy will start from the beginning, so they are going to defeat the match. And I'm suggesting they will beat either 2-1 or 2-3.
Issue of Liverpool-Chelsea, I believe that Liverpool will win the match probably 3-2 or 3-1. But Liverpool will win the match, probably, I believe.
I will want to say that Liverpool will have the lead tomorrow, because the EPL they play during the week, midweek. Liverpool are supposed to have the upper hand, and they slumbered, and Chelsea came from 1 goal and beat Liverpool 2-1, and I believe they are not going to make the same mistake.
All right, very, very exciting there. Now, is it that these guys just don't believe in Chelsea? By the way, they just beat Liverpool just 4 days ago. Okay, let's see whether, the result goes the way a whole lot of those guys talked about. But see the lineup we got for the weekend. I did mention West Ham United against Man United. The game important for the two teams because Manchester United, of course, all the problems between Mourinho and Pogba and the rest of the squad. West Ham still sticking to move further away from the relegation zone. Huddersfield against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham, of course, looking to get back. They're in the top 4, they need to get closer to the title contenders. Wolves against Southampton, exciting one. They're Arsenal. They've been on a roll after losing the opening 2 games. So the Gunners are also expecting to roll over Watford. But Watford themselves, no slouches this season, just the 1 loss, and 1 draw. They've won the rest of everything. There's also a massive game tonight in La Liga. That is the match there. Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. That's the big game without a shadow of a doubt. Real Madrid beaten 3-0 by Sevilla in midweek. They'll be looking to bounce back. Atletico themselves, too, have not started in the best manner this season. Barcelona, I beg your pardon, Real Sociedad and Valencia play as well as Barcelona and Athletic Bilbao. The big guns in action on Saturday, obviously, because the Champions League is next Tuesday and Wednesday, so they will have time to prepare for those games. Sevilla themselves will be looking to add more pain on Eibar, and they'll be motivated by that massive victory against Real Madrid. Wissam Ben Yedder, he's been on a roll since the start of the league season. In Germany, also one massive game, Bayer Leverkusen against Borussia Dortmund at the Bayer Arena. That's a big game, but teams are not exactly, in the best of form at the moment, but also involved in European football next week. Wolfsburg against Mönchengladbach and VfB Stuttgart against Werder Bremen to come as well. Hoffenheim and Leipzig, the two teams, Hoffenheim is in the Champions League this year for the first time ever. Leipzig was there last year. For the first time ever, they face off in a battle of, call them, maybe recent big guns, in Germany and Nuremberg against Fortuna Dusseldorf. Fortuna making their debut in the Bundesliga. The biggest game in the Italian Serie A, between the top two, Juventus and Napoli at the Juventus Stadium in Turin. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo definitely will be up for this one, having had an expected 3-game ban reduced to just 1 by UEFA. He scored 3 goals now, and it looks like no one can stop him. Roma against Lazio, they call it the derby of the capital of Italy, Rome. That's a massive fixture as well. Inter Milan against Cagliari. AC Milan, they've been misfiring, and they're way to Sassuolo. You never know what you're going to get with Sassuolo. So across Europe this weekend is massive fixture after massive fixture, and I do hope everyone is gearing up for that. And the French league is not left out, because you can see Lyon against Nantes, a big game. Paris Saint-Germain, they've won all their 7 opening games. They've just joined 3 other teams that have done that. Their way to OGC Nice. Remember, Mario Balotelli, who calls the shots over there. Stade Reims against Bordeaux and Strasbourg against Dijon. The other big games, in the French championnat. So great action to go down in Europe, and I do hope everybody is getting set to watch the best of football. Now, this young man, Anthony Joshua, many Nigerians claim him for themselves. Well, maybe we should have tried to hang on to him earlier. Well, he's now answering a British boxer. He retained his titles last weekend. Alexander Golovkin caught him earlier, but he put him down in the 7th, and Golovkin couldn't get back up. The referee actually saved him from more punishment. So that's 4 titles he's hanging on to there: IBO, WBO, WBA, and the International Boxing Federation IBF titles. Will he ever get to fight Wilder? And that man is another guy who is back in business, Tiger Woods. He's part of the European Ryder Cup team at the Stade National in France. And the Ryder Cup yesterday, Europe bounced back after losing the earlier rounds, and they now lead the American team 5-3. That said, the big news, of course, we've got this weekend for you, but I will tell you that Germany actually trumped Turkey. Germany will host the European Football Championships in the year 2024. Another disappointment for the opportune time for the talks. Thank you very much, guys. That's all the time we got for you this morning. Chelsea, Liverpool, don't forget, we'll see who is right. Who wins, Chelsea or Liverpool? I am Kelechi Onwudiwe, the sports segment, and all the entertainment is going to come your way next with Ina Peters.